Hey, I'm Nick.
And I'm Ashley. And this is Between Us.
Okay, so I need to ask you about this. Do you know about the trend that's going on right now with whenever they ask how or when were you born, what year were you born?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, I was born in 2009."
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "When were you born?" And they ask a millennial. And they're
Yes.
like 19 and they don't even let them. Yes. They play the Jurassic thing. They play the Jurassic. It's hysterical.
It is funny.
It's so sad, though.
I know. We are officially
You know what's
not
wild?
the younger generation.
So, like, video games were a part of my life, okay? So, like, creating characters was a big deal back when I was younger, playing video games. Just deal with it, guys, that I'm talking about this right now, okay?
Just deal with it.
And whenever you had to, like, create the age, it was always, like, the first option was, like, 1985, because that would be the normal time.
It's on the scrolling. You don't have to scroll very far. Now,
it's forever.
I gotta, like, scroll.
It takes a while.
Oh, no.
And the other thing that's going crazy is all of these, the terminology switches that we've...
Oh, my word.
Our kids.
It's
hilarious. We were like, okay, guys, you got to tell us what clock it means.
Yeah, we do the little
things with the fingers, and you're like, you're you know, almost like you're talking just with two fingers. It doesn't make any sense.
Clock it.
And I'm like, I'm out. I don't get it.
I don't know. You used it.
I tried. I work
the
with
other
a lot
day.
of,
It was pretty good.
I work with a lot of 20-year-old somethings.
Hey,
you know what I mean? And they're keeping me young.
They are.
But I'm still old, and it doesn't work.
I'm the old guy.
Get this. This was not too long ago. I said, what did I say? Oh, that's lit, no cap. And they go,
no, you did not.
I did. Watch. I said, that's lit, no cap. And this 20-year-old, I said it to her just to be silly. And she goes, yuck. I was like, wait a second.
Yuck.
I was
like, that's so cringe.
You can't say that. We don't say no cap no more. And I was like, whoops. I thought that was
wow. That's pretty funny, though. I would have loved to have seen that.
I know.
Yuck.
And I was like, for some reason, it hurt.
You're like,
really.
Ouch. That actually hurt.
I have feelings, too.
That's so funny. My 40-year-old feelings.
Yeah, I'm still a child inside as well. It was very funny.
Yeah. Today we're continuing our conversation about
aging.
And
what a better way.
Older and
you
no
just
cap.
Feel no cap. Yeah. No cap. You know, it doesn't bug me. I'm still not bothered by getting older. I was bothered maybe for the past, 5 years. I'm sorry, maybe 2 years ago, 5 years before that.
Yeah, you definitely have always not loved celebrating your birthday.
I don't like, my birthday is never.
It's not like a thing. And me, I'm like, listen, let's celebrate all month long. Throw me a party.
Yeah.
Go get me a pretty cake made. Like I am living this up. Yeah. We are very different in that.
That's one big difference with us. But I think what's interesting, though, you and I are similar. I mean, we're obviously both millennials, so we've lived in that space.
And I'm a proud millennial.
I don't mind.
You know what? We've been through some things. We are figuring some stuff out.
Yeah. What's something interesting would you say about, I don't know, being a millennial?
Well, I think we're unique in that, like, we got to experience childhood before, like, the digital stuff got too crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't so
we
normal.
were part of, like, kind of pioneering that a little bit,
Yeah.
And so, like, we drank from the hose outside.
Yeah.
We played outside until it got dark.
Right.
We got to do all of that. We rode our bikes around the neighborhood and all this. But then we also, like, we were introduced to this, like, internet age. And so we grew with technology, communication changed. Yeah. Social media, all this stuff. Like, we've
entertainment was all
grown.
Different.
But I believe this. The younger generation will teach us something. Like, they are going to teach us something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think that's just very unique about millennials, that we got both of those worlds, that, we got the slower, more analog world,
right,
and the faster paced digital world.
Yeah. It's it's really neat to be a part of it. And I think even just like witnessing the differences between the generations is really interesting.
It is. Yeah. It's fascinating.
When I talk to an older generation, when I talk to a younger generation, for such a long time, I'd always thought like I had to make them think that I've got something they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, oh yeah, I'm a reliable resource. Man, I think.
Don't you feel more comfortable just saying, I don't know?
Yeah, anymore. It's almost like, don't ask me.
Please.
Please. If in fact, tell me if you know.
Right. I would love to know if you know.
I think that whole phrase that I used to hear, the older I get, the less I know.
Oh, yeah. That's true, actually.
It makes sense. It makes sense now.
Yeah, it surely does.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell me this. As you've gotten older, have you gotten more confident?
Yes.
Okay.
100% yes.
As you've gotten older, would you say you've noticed more clarity in your thought and your perception of the world?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes I don't, but I think the older I get, the more grounded I guess I get. I don't know, that kind of feels like a weird term to use, but just a little bit more settled.
Yeah.
That's a better word.
Yeah.
I feel just more settled and confident. Yes, I do feel confident. I feel like as you go, like you're learning so much along the way. You're learning what not to do, what not to say. You're learning how to like, this is the other thing too, as I'm getting older, is like, I'm learning how to like regulate my emotions and my mental health and my nervous system. And I'm so fascinated by how all of that works.
Right.
And something I have learned is that like the more settled and content that I am, I don't worry as much, or I'm not as fearful and I'm not as anxious.
Right.
And so when you don't feel so anxious all the time and you actually feel that sense of being settled and content, you're like, oh, this actually feels really good. It's how God designed us to feel. Like he wants us to feel that, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a process for sure, because you got to go back and clean up your messes.
Oh man.
And that is rough, but that comes with time. That comes with age. You learn to recognize things quicker, the healthier that you get in your mind.
Well, yeah, and we talked about that a little bit too in the first in our first episode, thinking of just recognizing, where you might have a struggle or where you might be comparing to other people.
Self-awareness can get you a long way.
I'm telling you, and that comes with age a little bit.
I
would say it comes with age.
I mean, it has for me.
Same
but
here.
I will say, I think that there are a lot of older people who are not self-aware.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so we're just going to say that.
If you're willing to spend time, like actually
unpacking things,
yeah,
doing your work, there's a lot of growth that can happen there. But self-awareness, I think, has been massive, because I remember being young and like, I'm just going to say like in my 20s, young. And that self-awareness like wasn't there. And now I'm able to see it and be like, hey, you know what? Like, it's okay. Let's pull back on that. Or, hey, actually, you are in the wrong right now. Like, you need to calm your pants. That's a phrase that I use with our kids all the time. Calm your pants. I say that to myself, calm your pants, Stoller.
Right.
But learning that self-awareness has been huge in my relationship with my body, with my relationship in Christ, like my relationship with other people.
Right.
That has been something that I feel like is like truly a gift.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts because you feel like your toes are getting stepped on, but at the same time, like it's worth it, Right.
So a lot of this I think is pointing even to, and I'll be careful not to go too much in this direction, but Paul talks about contentment in scripture and in all things. And rich, poor, like be content, be content. And I think that this is something for me, at least, that's come with age for sure. Because I remember, I don't know if anyone else has ever done this, but I definitely have. I think it comes for me in social settings more than anything else, is because I've always felt like I've got to entertain, I've got to be the person who keeps things going, whatever the pressure, wherever it came from, that's just true about who I am. And so that's something I'm always struggling against. But over the years, I struggle less with that. And I think it comes because I've become more content with like, you know, I don't have to impress you. Like, yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but what's interesting now is I'll see younger people, so weird to call them that, but like, you know, people in their 20s that will just be like, you know, in a uncomfortable situation, they'll just use like, oh, I'm so dead right now. Or, oh yeah, whatever. Like, and they just like pretend like they don't care or they just,
it's almost kind of like apathy, I guess, a little bit.
It's just a way to cope with a situation that you don't know what to do in. Or I'll see the older generation just become disengaged.
Down? Like that's
I'm
totally
out.
real.
I'm too intimidated or whatever.
Well, and again, if you're never taught, like how to work through your emotional regulation or your mental health stuff, like if you're never taught that, then it's really hard to expect someone to know what to do in that situation, even if they are older. That doesn't mean they know how. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, with expectations, it's just like you kind of have to be careful of that and not like put an expectation on someone. And I'm not saying like, oh, they should know better. Yeah, they might. They might need to know better, but they don't. So how can you meet them in that? You know, like bring that self-awareness. Maybe it's not there, you know?
Right.
So
no, that's true. And man, because I think if you're not willing to deal with things, getting older is just getting older.
Oof.
And that's too bad.
Isn't
that too bad? Because I think there are some 40-year-olds that are still dealing with, you know, problems from their childhood. And I mean, that's just the truth of it all. But if you don't deal with it, you're going to be dealing with it forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that there's been so much, even when it comes to you and I in our relationship, there's things that we've dealt with even over the past year.
Oh my gosh.
That have just been sitting dormant for such a long time.
Yeah.
And it hurts now to talk about it, you know, but if you don't, then it's going to hurt even worse later on.
Yeah.
Or it's never going to be resolved.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there's a big benefit to getting older if you actually put the work in.
I think there's also just like a lot of the women that I look up to, I respect, I would even consider them, you know, mentors in my life. Like I see a radiance in them that I long for. I want that, you know, like when I get older, I want that type of wisdom, and it's like it's infectious. Like it's so cool. And God has strategically put a few really like amazing, like I would consider them like pillars of these women in my life. They're about 10 years older. I'd say 10 to 15 years older than me.
Right.
And I learned so much from them. And it's so cool because I see like the different components of what I consider would make like a healthy person in each of them. And I'm just like, Lord, don't let me miss what's right in front of me.
Right.
With these people, let me learn from these people. Like, but then I also have these friends who are like 10 years younger than me that I'm like, our kids are the same age. Like, I feel like we're kind of in this sandwich generation, you know, where we can hang out with the people that are like 10 years younger than us, and we can go hang out with the people that are 10 years older than us and find some common ground.
Right.
Which I think is so unique and so special for our age group.
I think so too.
Yeah.
No, and it's really neat to engage in both sides of things. Because it's funny to see.
It's different.
It's very different. It's funny to see the things that we saw in ourselves in the younger generations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's almost like, oh, look at them, you know? But at the same time, for them to be able to like bring us into like a fresh perspective, I'm always like,
sure.
Wow, this is really, really neat.
Yeah.
And challenging at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then whenever I have a chance to be around people who are older than me, it's always, man, I don't like saying this about it because they'll probably know what I'm talking about. But it's almost like I'm kind of honored to be a part of a conversation, you know?
For sure.
Or honored to be thought of as like, you know, you have something to say. And whenever there's an older gentleman or older man who I respect, who is willing to listen or who's willing to, instruct, or take time, like that is a massive honor.
Gift.
Yeah. It really is. And that's maybe a little encouragement is whenever you see somebody who, just needs a little bit of guidance, offer the guidance.
I think it's so important for us to remember that at any age, you hold value.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's not because of what you do.
Right.
It's because of who God created you to be.
Absolutely.
And I was having a conversation with a friend. She's going to step into something uncomfortable, but it's like exciting, but it's also really uncomfortable for her. And she's like, I'm just afraid that like I won't have anything to offer and that nothing that I have to say will have value. And I just wanted to grab her face and look her in the eye.
Yeah.
And I even told her, I was like, that is a lie from the enemy.
Right.
Like you do have something to say.
Yeah,
God's put something in you. And just because you're not like further along in whatever it is that you're worried about, like it doesn't mean that God hasn't put something in you to say.
Right.
And so then I'm like, okay, how can we like pull this out, But I just think like it's our responsibility to speak life into one another.
Absolutely.
It's our responsibility, especially as Christians. Like, and I'm not just saying, oh, talk positive. No, like
be honest.
Be honest, but like speak the word into people.
Right, absolutely.
And pull that. I work for a nonprofit organization and we have this saying, you pull the gold out of people.
Yeah.
And that is something like I want to be known for that. I want to be known for pulling the gold out of people and seeing something in them and saying like, nope, come on, you've got this in you.
Right.
Like, let's see what God wants to do with it. Right.
Yeah.
It's so important for every generation to do that. Just think like if we didn't have those people who have a little bit more time than us, that have more experience than us, if we didn't have them speaking into our lives, like, guys, like we're literally just trying to figure this out.
Right.
Not saying you know everything, but if you have wisdom to offer, please speak up, because just because you're older doesn't mean that you don't have anything of value to say.
Right.
Because I think that's a very true thing in the culture that we live in. It's like when you get older, like you're less important, you're lesser than,
it's wild,
like,
isn't it?
It really is. And I'm seeing this like play out in real time. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is wild. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like that needs to be an encouragement to each generation. Like you have this incredibly deep value that God has placed in you.
Absolutely.
You have all these life experiences. You've grown, you've changed, If you have grown in the Lord, please share it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's wild you brought that up, or neat. I'm glad you brought it up because I think our culture is really going off the hinges a little bit with that kind of thing. We're taking our cues from, the youngest generation, which it's not like they don't have something to offer.
Totally. Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that the older generation has something to offer.
They should have the influence.
Absolutely. They should have at least a piece of the say, something. And I don't think that our society or our, the way that our culture works gives them that opportunity as prevalent as the younger generation has.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes here's another great phrase for, you older folks out there like me, putting the cart before the horse.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a good
Hold
one.
the applause.
Fuddy-duddy
right?
and putting the cart before the horse.
And
you're welcome for that.
I think that, we're quick to just say whatever's popular, whatever's trending, whatever is most liked, whatever is going viral, that's the thing that matters. When really we're missing out on the wisest generation is the oldest generation.
Who have really lived through some stuff.
Absolutely. Who's really seen.
But I'm going to say, listen.
Let's hear it.
The millennials have lived through some things.
Thank you.
We really have.
I think we have. We've done our fair share. Guys, we have something to say too. Okay, here's a good question for you.
Okay.
If you can learn something from the generation before you, what's something you would have them teach you?
Before me?
Yeah, so like the 10 years before you or 15 years before you, someone who's 15 years ahead of us.
Oh.
What would you like to hear them, what's a sit-down conversation? You got 30 minutes. Tell me everything you know about this.
Gosh, I think I would talk about motherhood, and I think I would want to hear just their role, like as a mom who dreams, and a mom who maybe she has a career, maybe she was part-time at home and part-time at the job, and I just I think motherhood, I would want to like glean wisdom on that. Just because, just fully transparent, I feel like I fall short so much in that department.
Sure.
That I'm moving too quick. And I always will tell myself in the back of my mind, like, you need to slow down. You need to slow down. But oftentimes I struggle to slow down, and I'm trying to get to the next thing. And I think to sit down and talk with someone 10, 15 years ahead of me, I would probably talk about motherhood, and I would probably also talk about body changes. I'm just going to be honest.
Sure.
The women go through so much. Yeah. So that's always fascinating to hear other people's stories in those two areas for me. So What about you?
Well, something that I've noticed is everything that my parents said is true and right.
Are you serious?
You know what I mean? Because they're like, time flies. And you're like, yeah, right.
You're like, okay.
You're like, sure. When you're 40, you feel 20.
Oh, here's my favorite. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The days are long, but the years are short.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but
That's
so
true. And I'm mad about it.
I hate it, but it's all the cliche things. It's just actual true statements. So with that said, I think that I would love to hear some advice on the transition from being parents to being empty nesters.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that's coming for us quicker than because I was not prepared for 40. Okay. I was
Tell
not.
us about it.
Okay. Listen, when I was 30 years old, I was like, I'm 30, but then all of a sudden I'm 40. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That whole 10 years just flew.
It really did go
And
fast.
they all warned us about it. And it was a sit down conversation. Look, it goes by fast. And then once we finished the conversation, I turned 40 years old. That's the way it feels.
That's true.
So I think I would love to hear, because they all talk about it. Man, when the last one leaves. And in my mind, I'm like, boy, when the last one leaves, it's going to be a lot easier, right? I don't think it is.
Know.
Everyone tells me it's not.
I know.
So help us understand, what should we be doing now? Something you brought up to me not too long ago was taking care of our bodies now, so that it's gonna benefit us when we're in our
I'm always trying to think about that 85-year-old Ashley.
I know, same with me now.
Listen, she's still gonna have moves. Okay, she's still gonna dance.
Gonna Millie Rock.
Millie Rock. Oh.
I mean, we're still gonna have fun. That's our plans, anyways.
That's the plan.
I think that's what I'd ask.
Okay.
Rapid fire questions. Let's go.
Rapid fire.
Let's hear it. What you got?
What's something you love now that younger you would have thought was boring?
Something I love now that the younger me would have thought was boring,
or the younger you didn't like.
Okay. I'm going to flip it maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Going to bed with a 9.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say something about going to bed.
Really?
Yes, I did.
That's crazy.
I did.
So listen, I'll get on to my uncle, who will remain unnamed, because he's always like, I go to bed by 10 o'clock. And I'm like,
he throws the hand up.
That is crazy.
Good night.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. Forever. I'm like, this is crazy. Now that I'm in this routine, this new season of being ancient, I am down with going to bed at 9:15, 9:30, and I'll just lay down.
Yeah.
I don't even have to go to sleep. I'll just lay down.
Just lay down in your own bed.
Yep. Younger me would have thought you're lame and ridiculous. Something. How about for you?
Okay.
Something you love now. The younger you would have been like, nah.
I'm gonna laugh. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Avocados.
Right.
Like a variety of foods that I was like, ew, gross when I was younger. And now
your taste buds have changed.
I like them.
What about sourdough?
Oh, don't even get me started. I'm going to have my own podcast about sourdough.
No, we can't do it. You have to make the sourdough.
Yeah, I would say, I know that's silly, but yeah, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, oh, I like tomatoes now. And I remember hating them as a kid. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, I know you're not 40 yet.
No, I'm not.
But just hear me out. Here's the question. What's your most, I'm 40 now, opinion that you'll stand by?
Okay. Are you ready for it?
I think I know what it is.
Okay.
And it has to do with socks.
I will forever wear my ankle socks.
No-show socks.
No-show ankle socks. You can keep your crew socks.
You can take those crew socks.
You can, watch it. You can take those crew socks.
Yeah, those crew socks.
And you can go put them on your cute little legs.
Yep.
I am going to rock my no-show socks.
No-shows, naked ankles.
That is one trend I've tried, babe.
Yeah.
Listen, I was just the other day. I was in the mirror. I was trying to get ready for the day. And I go for my walk and I put the socks on and I tried.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have cankles. Yeah. Like, absolutely not. Why do I want to accentuate that thick, like I need that. No, I can't do it. And I threw them off and put my no-show socks on and went for my walk. And I don't care. I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
With my no-show socks. I can't help it.
It's okay. I like it.
I can get on some of these cute trends, like the wide pants and the center part. I can do that. Yeah, I can. That's cool, but I can't.
No crew socks.
No crew socks for this girl.
Got it. It's okay. I like that about you.
I guess.
You say what you mean.
And I mean what I say.
That's right. Yep. Fuddy-duddy.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
The cart before the horse. This old,
all right.
old fuddy-duddy.
I'm going to say for me, the short shorts on dudes. Like, don't do that ever.
Can't do that.
Not allowed to do it. I mean, I'm not saying you have to have baggy shorts, but if it's...
No cargo shorts.
It's like take 3 fingers wide of above the knee. That's too high.
Okay.
That's about as far as you should go.
Oh, I don't know.
No mouse. Halfway up the thigh, and you've really crossed the line.
You've really crossed the line for Nick.
That's right.
Never mind. I won't
You
go
can
there.
say it.
No, I'm not going to.
That was probably a good filter.
Probably a good filter. Hey, I'm learning that in my old age.
Look at this.
Look at this filter right
now. Nice work. That's a strong filter you got there.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for the conversation. If you're getting old like us, let us know. We'll see you next time.